Hey everybody, Shama32 here. Welcome to the channel. We're here today to react to the 4th episode of Blackadder Goes Forth. This one is entitled Private Plane. Now I'm going to say right off the bat that I have a feeling a certain someone appears in this episode. One, because of last episode, and two, now it might be an indicator, but it might not be, because sometimes ITV.com, their player has thumbnails that sometimes they're the right thumbnails, sometimes they're not. This thumbnail has flash heart in it, and it's army flash heart. It's not the flash heart we saw in Blackadder the Second. It's the flash heart I remember. The general idea of, like, it's more like an image. It's not a distinct, like, episode memory. I remember him being in this version of Blackadder, but I don't remember anything about the episode. It's I'm trying to word it. God damn it. I hate it when, like, I can remember an idea of something, but I can't remember it. It makes it very difficult to talk. But it's really difficult. I stumble in my words like I am now. But I remember that look of flash heart. So I don't know if it's this episode. I'm assuming it is, because of the fact Bob was in the last episode, and obviously with Blackadder the Second, Bob and Flashheart. That's what happened. So last time I did assume Flashheart would be appearing, but then again, I don't know how many episodes Bob is in. So Bob could be in another episode before Flashheart, but because of that thumbnail, I'm assuming now that this is the Bob and Flashheart episode, which I'm not complaining about. It's Rick Mail. You can't go wrong with Rick Mail. Now, apologies. Well, obviously, we have a very different setup right now. Because one, this is the first episode of Blackadder being recorded on the new PC, which is different. I have recorded some other episodes of other things on the PC, but also completely different setup. I'm on the wrong side of the screen. I'm still getting used to how far I can tilt my head up. You might still get some reflections. I might still have to tweak things. But I realised having the screen I watch things on this side of the screen is better than having it on that side for the reflections on my glasses. So to minimise things, I'm doing it this way around, which means you get to see parts of my background you've never seen before. So now you get this. So, like, again, I'm still getting used to it. I've also got a new stand from my camera, so it's dropped down. So, yeah, you can see further over. I still, like, you can see more of my Blake 7 posters. A little bit more of that side. I've got to rearrange things. It's weird. Also, I don't know how my sound sounds because I'm talking into my room now. So, apologies if my sound's a bit weird. This is the first reaction I'm doing with this reversed setup, as it were. So apologies, I've got to fine-tune things, and I've still got to look. I'm basically looking straight into my light. I might put a light over there and a light there. I can get away with that now with this kind of thing, you know. We'll figure things out. I've got an option now, doing it this way, you know. But yeah, apologies for the different setup, and if hopefully I've got to stop looking up. I've got to look at you guys, look at the screen. That's it. It's difficult for me to break habits. I'm waffling on. But that last episode was great. George looked fantastic in that dress, that outfit. I like how, like, obviously they, like, made it a little bit of a joke, but they didn't go too far with it. They were actually relatively tasteful for Blackadder, and for, like, the time that it was released. They didn't, like, go too far with it like a lot of shows would do. I think they were really, really good with it. I was worried that kind of, like, him dressing up as in like a drag act, I thought they would go too far. They were actually really, really good with it. And Baldrick was hilarious. They made more of a joke of Baldrick with the slug than they did of that. And they made more of a joke of Bob. But then again, they didn't go too far with Bob either. They were just laughing, like going, Bob? That's a silly name for a girl, because she was obviously a girl. She was very feminine. But I really liked how they handled it. Because I couldn't remember how they handled the Bob stuff. But I really liked how they did it. It was really funny. And, like, it was really funny. I think it was played well because of the fact the chemistry, everything with George and Melcher was handled well because of the fact it was the chemistry between Hugh and Stephen. Even though they didn't really share scenes together, it was believable because it was them, you know? And the writing was great. It was really, really well done. And it's just great. But I'm really excited about this episode. I'm really confused about having to look over this side of my screen. I've never had to do this before. Having to look over there. I don't know how I'd handle this. All my settings are over there, so apologies. You're still going to get some reflections. I've got glasses. There's nothing I can do about that, but this is weird. My eyes are really dry. I've got sinus infection, so if I'm squinting a lot. It's also really fucking warm in this room. But yeah, if I'm like irritated a bit, apologies. I do have a sinus infection. And again, really warm. But I've missed Blackadder. It's been a few weeks. We're going to get into it. I'm excited to watch this on this screen. On the new PC. Christen the PC with some Blackadder. With some, hopefully, I'm hoping, some flash art. So if you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Give the notification bell a tick, you know, when the next episode goes live. Let's get going with the reaction. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Oh, he's trying to listen to his record. I know how that feels. Mine doesn't work that well. Keeps skipping. I can't listen to some of them because it's scratched them.
God, why do they bother?
Oh, it's to kill Jerry, isn't it, huh?
Yes, but Jerry is safe underground in concrete bunkers. We've shot off over 1 million cannon shells, and what's the result? One Dachshund with a slight limp.
Aww. Lie down. Rest. Boom. Right? It's gonna be. Of course.
The bloody Germans, they can't take a joke, can they? Message reads, "Where are you, you bastard?"
Why is that, sir?
Because there's an air raid going on.
Yeah, be
And I don't want to have to
careful.
write to your mother at London Zoo.
Say, those chaps can't have thunder in their airborne steeds.
That's a display. That's a bit dangerous at this time. At war.
But what a show it was, Lord Flashart's.
I was right. Show me him. Give me some Rick. Give me some Rick.
Ha! Eat knuckle, Fritz!
There he is. Wrong bunker.
I shall have to find a patch of grass to wipe it on. Sorry about the pong, you fellows. Trod in a bosh and can't get rid of the whiff.
This is a British trend.
That's a piece of luck. Thought I'd landed sausage side. Ha!
I love him so much. I miss him.
Cancel the state funeral. Tell the king to stop blubbing. Flash is not dead. I simply ran out of juice. No, not in half an hour, you rubber desk Johnny. Send the bitch with the wheels right now, or I'll fly back to England and give your wife
Hey,
something
don't
to hang
call her
her
a
towels on.
bitch. We like Bob. I looked over there for my camera. The camera's there, not over there. God damn it.
I hope I snuff it right
Aw.
now to preserve this moment forever.
It could be arranged.
Yes, it could.
Excuse me for a moment, I've got some urgent business. There's a bucket outside I've got to be sickened to.
You look like a decent British bloke. I'll park the old booties on you if that's okay.
It would be an honour, my lord.
Of course it would.
Were you seeing that with Baldrick, sadly?
Well, if it isn't little Bobby Parkhurst, saucier than a direct hit on a Heinz factory.
Not hiding the fact she's a girl anymore, then.
We're always looking for talented types to join the 20-minuters.
And there goes George.
Woof!
God, it's like Crufts in here.
The caption says, 20 minutes is the average amount of time new pilots spend in the air.
Kamikaze.
I had a 20-hour watch yesterday with 4 hours overtime in 2 feet of water.
It's kamikaze a bit, isn't it?
Better than just sitting around here all day
20
on our
minuters.
elbows.
They spend 20 minutes in the air and then. Yeah. That'd be it. Oh dear.
Do 20 minutes work and then spend the rest of the day loafing about in Paris drinking gallons of champagne.
Oh boy.
Hang on.
What?
Cut.
Oh, does he want to go for it, does he? Mm-hmm.
When I was a small boy, I used to watch the marsh warblers swooping in my mother's undercroft. And you know...
Oh, you want to join the Royal Flying Corps?
Oh, that's a thought.
No, you couldn't. Goodbye.
Hey, girls, look at my machinery!
Oh, no.
Why do you have no underwear, Lord Flash? Because the pants haven't been built yet that'll take the job on.
I thought he was done and dusted. I didn't realise he was still in the episode. Awesome.
If it isn't old Captain Slackbladder. Couldn't resist it, eh, Slackbladder? Told you thought I was great. All right, men, let's do it!
I really want to watch them bottom now.
How do you mean, sir? Do you mean take her home at the weekend to meet your mother?
Get inside her 5 times a day and take her to heaven and back.
What about the months of training?
Yeah.
You wet pants, or you're in the 20-minuters now. The average life expectancy for a new pilot is 20 minutes.
Life expectancy.
I knew I was right.
Actually, they're right. This is a doddle.
That's definitely them.
It's a little wobble there.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
What's this, sir?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Did they actually go up in the air and do stunts for this episode?
I can see a pretty red plane from up here.
Baldrick, get back in.
Watch out, Baldrick. It stood right on our tail.
Oh. They actually went up in the air and did bits for this episode. This is awesome.
A German prison cell.
Hey, they're alive. For now. For now.
Last night, the Germans advance a mile and we land on the wrong side.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Germans will do, sir. They'll have their wicked way with anything of woman born.
Well, in that case, Baldrick, you're quite safe. However, the Teutonic reputation for brutality is well-founded.
Uh-huh. I like the doors. Sorry.
They have no word for fluffy.
I want my mum.
Oh.
Good evening. I'm Oberleutnant von Gerhard. I have a message from
Okay.
the Baron von Richthofen.
Which, considering his competition consists entirely of very fat men in leather shorts.
Prepare for a fate worse than death, English flying fellow.
Well,
Okay.
that's pretty bad.
Just a bit, yeah.
Yes, well, you see, it's all very well for you, isn't it, sitting here behind your back?
Oh, look at George defending them or trying to go for them.
Lieutenant, I'll have you on a charge for insubordination.
Well, I'd rather be on a charge for insubordination than on a charge of deserting a friend. How?
Oh, George. Good on you, George.
Now, then.
I love that.
Now, now.
Then, now, then, now.
That damn fool Blackadder has crashed his plane behind enemy lines, sir. This young idiot wants to go and try and rescue
Oh,
him.
George, I love him.
He's not a damn fool, sir. He's a born hero.
All right.
Oh, George, I love him so much.
You used to have a lovely little rabbit. Beautiful little thing. Do you remember?
Flossie.
Do you remember what happened to Flossie?
You shot him.
Oh.
The kindest thing to do after being run over by that car.
By your car, sir.
Oh.
The state young Flossie was in after we'd scraped him off my front tire is very much the state that young Blackadder will be in now.
Oh.
Permission for lip to wobble, sir.
Permission granted.
Oh, George.
Besides, it would take a Superman to get him out of there. Not the kind of weed who blubs just because somebody gives him a slice of rabbit pie instead of birthday cake.
I want to slap him. I want to slap him for George. Can we please slap him for fucking George, please? Oh, you're kidding me.
English flying aces responsible for the spilling of many of my finest and my blondest friends.
We get him in the same episode as Rick.
I look forward to learning more of your wit, your punning, and your amusing jokes about the breaking of the wind.
Can we please get him in the same scene as Rick?
An even worse fate awaits you.
Oh,
Tomorrow,
no.
you will be taken back to Germany.
Uh-huh.
To a convent school teaching the young girls home economics. The humiliation will be unbearable.
I think they can put up with that, yes.
But now, forgive me. I must take to the skies once
I think
again.
they'd be more than happy to do that rather than go back, wouldn't they?
I think you'll find
That's
he's overrated.
amazing.
Bad breath and impotent, they say.
If you get lonely in the night, I'm in the old chateau. There's no pressure. artful.
He likes Baldric.
As it happens, I did have some help from a rather spiffing bloke.
Oh, no. Hey!
It's me! Hooray!
Oh, come on.
I've got the kind of feeling you'd rather we hadn't come.
No, I'm very grateful. It's just that I'd slow you up.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
Oh, really?
The blood, the noise, the endless poetry.
And the Lord Flasher. This is indeed an honor.
This is... Oh, I'm so
Finally, the
happy.
two greatest gentlemen flyers in the world meet.
This is iconic.
The unspoken nobility of a comradeship.
I love the fact he got to kill Aid. He killed Aid. I love that.
Fortunately,
Well, I had a lucky escape. No thanks to you. This is a friend of mine.
Hi, creep.
Captain Darling? Funny name for a guy, isn't it? Last person I called
This
Darling
is
was pregnant
brilliant.
20 seconds later.
That's not something to be proud of 20 seconds later.
oh, well, it wasn't quite that, sir. It's just that we weighed up the pros and cons and...
Oh, he's not pleased, is he?
Well, this isn't a reasonable use of my time and resources, but I'm going to do it anyway.
What?
This. Oh!
Boom. I love him.
All right, Slacky, I've got to fly. 2 million chicks, only one flash heart. If you want something, take it. Bobby!
My lord,
I want something.
take it.
Ah, Blackadder, so you escaped.
Yes, sir.
Bravo. Don't slouch, darling.
I might be allowed a week's leave to recuperate, sir.
Excellent idea. Your commanding officer would have to be
Okay, yes.
raving mad to refuse you.
But you are.
You are my commanding officer. Can I have a week's leave to recuperate, sir?
No.
Certainly not.
Thank you, sir.
Meh.
Meh. Okay, I'm going to keep it playing. I am. I'm also going to check that my camera's still rolling because I'm paranoid because I've had the preview off because I was worried about the flash, the stuff. So let's just double check. Yeah, it's working. I was so paranoid all the way through then that it wasn't going to work, but I'm sorry. Best thing out about that is having Adrian Edmondson and Rick Mel in the same freaking scene. That was the best thing in that. Sorry, my head just told me just because of having them two together, keep it playing. But no, there's no extra bit. Oh, I'm glad I was right about Flashheart, but that was brilliant. That now looking back on the episode, it does. I've definitely watched the whole episode before. Did not remember whilst watching it, Adrian Edmondson, but now again looking back at it, it does feel like it's definitely something I've seen, but I couldn't again remember it. I remember the look of that Flashheart, but that's about it. I feel like they've used that prison cell set before. I feel like that's the standard prison cell set, and they've just like redecorated it, shuffled the things around. Maybe. But I'm sorry, having Rick Mayall and Adrian Edmondson together is never not. That's even more to me because of the fact we've had so much of Stephen Fry and Hugh Laurie together in this season. It's even more incredible than having them together. Like, I really want to go watch Bottom. I never really watched much of the young ones. Bottom, it was always one. I can't tell you any of the episodes. There'd probably be like, if I watched it or reacted to it, I'd be like, this does feel familiar, probably. But then again, it might be like Blackadder, where it'd be like, I think with Blackadder the second or something like that, where it was like all of the parts that I remembered might have been from one episode kind of thing. I don't know what I watched from Bottom, but it's iconic, and it was definitely on when I was far too young to probably watch it, you know? So like seeing them together is wonderful. And just having them together, and the fact that Rick killed him was brilliant. I love the fact George wanted to go save him. That was so cute. That's probably my favorite episode of the season. That's definitely my preferred Flash Heart. Definitely my preferred Flash Heart over the Blackadder's second one. Definitely. He's just brilliant. And I had a feeling this episode would be coming, or Flash Heart would be coming after the last one because of Bob. But I wasn't 100% certain if there was another Bob on, or there was an episode without Bob in between. I don't know. But they seem to just like transfer over from it being accepted that Bob was a man to, oh no, Bob's a female driver. Because they had Bob in a feminine looking coat, feminine hair, and stuff like that. They just switched over from that. Which would have been good if like they had it revealed like, oh no, that's a woman, I know a woman kind of thing. Like a little like joke of that. But I think maybe they just like no, we're just gonna do it because they didn't know how to handle that and write it without being a bit like, ugh. So I think maybe they were just like, no, let's just skip it completely. Which is probably better way to do it. Maybe they just didn't know how to write it without being completely, yeah, you know. But no, that was good. I love that. I'm sorry, I can't get over having Rick Mail and Adrian Edmondson in the same scene. I didn't know that Aid was in this. I didn't. That was amazing. That was so good. I am fucking baking. Oh my god. What temperature is it right now outside? Oh, my internet's not connected, so I can't tell. I'm going to see. Let me have a look, see? Oh, it's only 16 degrees. It feels fucking baking, though. I've still got 2 more things to record, though. Yay. Anyway. I loved that. I've now got episode 5 and episode 6 to do, and then back and forth. And then that's it for Blackadder. I know there is a Baldrick's Video Diaries to do, or I know there is a Baldrick's Video Diaries on the DVD, but I don't know if that's a behind the scenes thing and Tony's like doing it in character behind the scenes. I don't know what that is because I have it on the DVD box set. I don't know what that is. So if anybody knows what that is and thinks this would be something that would be good to do a reaction of, let me know. Because like I can either do it like if it's like a short thing, that'd be good to like do on top of like doing back and forth, like do back and forth and then do that as like a full length commentary thing and tag it, blah blah blah, kind of like I do with Red Dwarf with the Smeg Ups, where I do the finale episode, and then I also do the Smeg Ups, but I post the commentary of the Smeg Ups, the full length Smeg Ups with no sound, and then you sync up with your own footage kind of thing. Maybe I'll do that if you think it's a worthwhile reaction, but if it's just a behind the scenes thing, let me know. Let me know what you think, if it'd be worthwhile me doing that as well. If it's a full, proper, like, full-on episode-y thingy, then yeah, I can do that as a full-on, like, reaction. If not, I'll be ending Blackadder with back and forth. Now, what I'm going to be doing with the replacement poll is because of in June, I've got 2 weekends where I'm going away for 2 nights. So I've got a stand-up comedy gig I'm going to one night, and then a concert the next night, and then away for the whole weekend the following weekend. What I'm doing is usually I would do for the last 3 weekends of when I'm actually reacting to the show, I would do 2 weeks of a Patreon poll to whittle it down from 10 episodes to like 5 to 10 episodes, 10 shows to like 5 to 3 shows. And then there'd be 1 week of a Patreon show. And then the final week would be me like trying to get hold of a DVD. I've had hold of a DVD, that kind of thing. But because of the fact I'm going to be away for several weeks, we're going to be running those polls after. Okay, so it'll be several weeks where there won't be anything replacing it. But it'll give me time. Well, it'll give me a little bit of time not having anything to do. maybe I'll like do some extra bits or something like that. I don't know. But it'll also, otherwise I'll be like running the poll and then won't be able to do anything for several weeks. So it makes sense to run it afterwards. And plus I would have started it like today. So it kind of does make sense anyway. So yeah, let me know. Like you could make some suggestions of what that. I've already kind of like started putting together the 10 suggestions. It'd be a Patreon poll the first 2 weeks and then that. But yeah, if you've got suggestions, it's more like, it's going to be more geared towards like what it was before, like, because Blackadder would have been more geared towards like replacing Red Dwarf, which would be Wednesdays. This poll is going to be more geared toward like Blake 7 or Space 1999 is like been suggested a lot, so that's most likely going to be on the Patreon poll. That kind of like older kind of thing, like Sapphire and Steel is going to be probably on the Patreon poll, that kind of like older kind of thing. So like it might be a longer show, just like that kind of like feel. That's kind of the feel I'm going for. So like that kind of show would be better for that things rather than like a comedy like this. But if you want to suggest a comedy that you think would be like an older comedy, that's more than acceptable if enough people suggest it or enough people vote for it. Absolutely, those suggestions are more than welcome. But that's kind of what I've been aiming for with what I've put together for the poll preliminary so far. But yeah, make suggestions. I can add them to the poll because I've kind of like, I've got basically tallied like loads of I've got all the suggestions people have made so far, and then like I keep a number next to it, and then every time somebody suggests it, I'll up the number, and then it brings it towards the top of the list automatically, and that's how things get added. So I have one for the Friday, I have one for the Wednesdays, I have one for Sundays and stuff like that. So I kind of keep that. But yeah, if you've got anything that you think would fit for this kind of slot, that would be like kind of like The Prisoner we've done before on Fridays, and obviously we've done, I think, Hitchhikers Guide to the Galaxy was kind of like the Fridays as well, but like with Blake 7 and that kind of thing. That's kind of the vibe, the feel, the older like kind of thing. Well, hang on, let me have a look. I will cut things out. Let me give you an example of the kind of things I've got so far, just so you know what kind of like suggestions I would be taking for this, the Friday. Friday kind of like Saturday, so like yeah, like UFO, Sapphire and Steel, Survivors, Poirot, maybe that kind of thing. Poirot would be longer, so it'd be interesting, but like Tomorrow People, that kind of like long, like older, more drama, but comedy's okay as well. But that kind of vibe. Okay, so aim for something like that, but something that you think would fit well, that you think would make a good reaction, that I would enjoy, but I also think would do well for the channel as well. That you or maybe something that you think people would love to see somebody be reacted, that maybe somebody hasn't reacted to before. That kind of thing. But it's got to be available, whether it's on DVD or on a streaming service or something like that, or whether I've got to purchase it from a streaming service. It's got to be, or if it's on YouTube, watchable. Got to be physically, it's got to be available somewhere, okay? That's the only thing. Yeah, start making your suggestions. I'm excited. I'm sad we're coming to the end of Blackadder. I really am, but I loved it. That's my favourite episode this season so far, because of the fact we had Aid and Rick in the same one. That was fantastic. Would love to know what you guys thought of the episode, and if you enjoyed the reaction, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, give the notification bell a tick, you know, when the next episode goes live. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you again for the next one. Bye.